Yo, what is going on everybody, and today we're looking at another replay analysis, and this time we're doing Champ 1. Oh, we're going into the big boy leagues, Champ 1. Wow, can you imagine? Yes, we can. We're with Mantis. It's a 1v1, and we're going to see what he could be doing better. That's the thing. You're going to get 10 different people to look at this. They're all going to come out with 10 different things. That's the way the game is. I'm just going to try and come out with what I would assume would work better. And I do want to just base this with Mantis told me that the player they're playing against is ball chasing. I haven't looked at this replay yet, but I'm going to say this. When people usually tell me that their opponent is ball chasing, they are in fact ball chasing and they're getting beaten to the ball. It sounds crazy. It's kind of like the old Mike Tyson strategy where everyone said he was just brute and would just throw haymakers, but he'd actually set you up with counters, and this often happens in Rocket League as well. You know, I often refer back to fighting, but let's see what's going on and let's see if we can help with this in Champ 1 and hopefully help other people in Champ 1. Okay. Real quick one. The cool thing now, guys, is a lot of you know stuff now because you would have watched the other replay analysis, so we don't have to go so in depth. But what we can see is actually Mantis here, his contact is via the dodge. Okay, so his contact is via the dodge. You notice as soon as he initiates his dodge, then he hits the ball. So he only has one contact point on the ball really there. He can't really force it. If you are going to do that, you do need to be a little bit further off to the left. But it's always good to try and get a contact into the dodge. Like, ba-ba, you know? So you contact and then you dodge. But that's just a small thing here. Let's see what's going on. Okay. So you definitely want to be looking to take one of these pads, dude. I mean, even if you just drive to that one and then turn and front flip, just to grab a pad would be useful. Okay, so why did we lose this? This is a good question. I'm going to play it 50%. Hopefully you can spot why we lost this. Let's have a see. Can you see if you guys can figure out why Mantis lost this? You're probably thinking, because he dodged the wrong way. No. Bring it back a bit. Bring it back a bit. Why did he lose this? I'm going to tell you why. His first contact, much like his kickoff, on the ball comes via what? His dodge. So once you dodge, you can't change your mind. You've dodged, so you're all in. Mantis here is dodging to the right, and he's all in. And his first hit is via that dodge. It's not like he's hit the ball with a single jump and then reacted accordingly. He's literally done his dodge as his first touch on the ball. And this is always risky, especially in these situations in your corner, because generally for solid 50s, a lot of us know now we need a little bit of a cushion generally, and we need a single jump in the middle of the ball. This allows us other options later on. Mantis has gone for an all-in approach. If he wins this, it's great, but if he doesn't, it's bad. He's also looking to flip the ball to the right. I mean, this is just something else, okay? If you're looking to flip the ball to the right, you need to be hitting the ball generally off center, okay? So here, we're pretty much hitting it bang on. So what's going to happen? We're going to have a glimpse hit. Generally, we want a single jump, get the touch, then dodge. But by doing this glimpse hit here, we're actually hitting the ball straight forward, but we're going off to the side. It's actually a bit of a shame because if you would have got the contact point here, you would have won this 50 because their nameplate, as you can see, is more across to this side. We don't see it across to this side. But I'm imagining, without seeing their perspective, but we will check, I'm imagining they've created a cushion and they're just going to single jump. Because that's what most people are going to do in this situation. So let's have a little look what they're doing. Yeah. Exactly that. They get a cushion and they single jump, and this is probably, looking at the bottom, going to lead to the goal. So what can you do? Okay, what can you do? Well, first of all, we need to not make our initial touch on this sort of position via the dodge. Do you know what I'm saying? Because now we've got nowhere to go. Instead, take your time. Grab some pads first of all. I feel like you went for it just because you saw the boost, so you might have got baited in. But even so, even if you really wanted to go for this, just single jump here. Literally just single jump, and then you can react. Personally, I would have took my time. I feel it would have been better if you take your time, grab some pads, just sort of sit here, you know, get close, but then maybe shadow away, look for single jumps, don't overcommit. Let's have a look at this kickoff. I love that fake. Yeah, that's one of my favorite fakes to make actually. So that was a great fake here. Good control of the ball. Okay, right, so you know what I'm going to say. You know what I'm going to say, because habits are very important to call out early. They've given you a ton of space and you've played it right at them. You haven't gone to this, ultimately, this, look at this space. Look at it. Look at all this space. Lateral dribble, bounce dribble, power shot, hook shot. I want to ask you a question as we get closer to the play. But let's get closer to the play and I'm going to ask you a question. So this, in my opinion, you're just pushing the ball at the opponent. Probably could have gone in this situation if you wanted. You could have gone for a flick. You could have gone for a an air dribble bump because you can still see the opponent. So you can still see him. But I want to ask you this. How many times have you practiced this flick? That's the first thing I want to ask you. The second thing I want to go off the back of that, have you practiced that specific flick, which is a little bit of an interesting flick, like a backflip flick? Have you practiced that more than a hook shot and a bounce dribble power shot? If so, the next question is why? And the other question is this carrying. Okay, we're carrying the ball way too far back on the car. Way too far back, all right? If there's a challenge on this ball, you can only do one thing. If the player comes from a face out, they can quite happily sit here because you can only go up or stop. The low 50 is going to be difficult because you're literally right under the ball. Let's get back to your play. You're right under the ball, so the low 50 is going to be really hard to pull off. You can't get an angle on the ball. You can't accelerate the ball because you're too underneath it, so you can't get anything behind it. You have nothing behind the hitbox. And you went for this flick. I mean, it's a good flick. You know, it is a good flick, but it could have scored. But again, why are we limiting our percentages in my opinion? But we'll see what happens moving on. Okay, I don't mind this. You know, you've sort of pushed it towards them. If they challenge this, they could have been a goal because you've hit it quite far towards them. But I do like how you tried to change the angle. Difficult on the shot there. Personally, don't have to hit this. You really don't have to hit this. You can actually reverse here. You can reverse, get a view of your opponent. Then maybe a soft touch, low 50 if they come in. There's the flick. You know what I mean? So take your time a little bit more. Good attempt. Power shot almost goes in. Well, this is great. You're taking the ball back. You're keeping possession. This is fantastic. Okay, they've given you space again. This guy will always give you space here. So now lateral dribble hook shot, baby. Let's go. Okay. So we've got all of that space this time on the opposite side. Lateral dribble, bounce dribble, hook shot. It's right there. It's right there. You've got all these opportunities. We've done this whole system based on switching the ball. You know, not saying Manis has ever said this to me, but so many people have said to me in the last couple of replays, in the replays in the past, hook shots don't work. Hook shots don't work. They only work against a certain opponent. You never get the space. Every single person who's ever told me that has sent me a replay and I've picked about 6 points I could have done a lateral dribble hook shot. This is one of them. Not saying that Manis did say that, but he did say that this player was a chaser, but he's got all this space to go for lateral dribble. So if you've got all this space, why don't we create an angle? Why don't we give ourselves so many more options instead of dribbling at them? And then this becomes a problem because where are they? Where's the opponent? You know what I mean? You can't react to that because you can't. It's so. Oh, they got I've just realized they've got the nugget. Right. You're too far under the ball here again. So you can see your car's basically in the circle. Now, I'm not saying you have, but these are sort of signs to me that's of someone who does practice dribbling to keep the ball up and not to get good at the game. There is a difference. There is a huge difference. I will cover that after this replay analysis a little bit. So again, as we've seen through all of the thing, why did Mantis lose his 50? Well, first of all, he loses view of the player, so he doesn't know when they're going to challenge. Whenever you lose view of the player, I always say you might as well go proactive and instantly get a flick because you're in a dangerous situation. The other thing is, we can go low 50. If we don't feel confident with the flicks, we can just slam our brakes on and go low 50. What's the first rule of a low 50? I always tell people, do a single jump, do a single jump, do a single jump. Why? Why do we single jump on our initiation when we can't see the opponent? Why do I always tell people single jump behind the ball if you cannot see the opponent? Okay, this is why. Without a single jump and you're trying to push the ball, you inevitably jab the ball. Jabbing the ball, as we can see by the spark, lifts the ball up. The opponent has gone in the middle. Okay, which means they're going to win this because you have nothing behind the hitbox. You see, literally nothing behind the hitbox because you're dribbling it too far back on the car as well, but you are dribbling it straight up bad. Oh, I've just realised, aren't those white apexes as well? And a white octane, really? Oh, this player must be living the dream here. What's going on with this? So yeah, A little bit of an opening there, and it purely came from that dribble. So when you're dribbling, so what you've got to look at now is we've dribbled twice at the opponent. Okay, granted we almost had a goal, but that one cost us a goal. We actually not only didn't get a goal, we got scored on by it. These are things that we need to be statting in our head. Okay, I said it the other week, I believe. I've said it maybe the past 2 replay analysis. Never, ever, and you guys know what I'm going to say, never jab the ball on a kickoff. Even though Mantis is first to the ball here. If you don't get it right, if you're speed flipping and you know you've definitely beat them, yes, you can jab the ball. But in otherwise, you have again, boom, nothing behind the hitbox. So they can blast it over the top. It does end in Mantis's possession though. Oh, okay. Yeah. Got to do something here. You're a little bit sort of in line. You're actually behind the... You see how you're behind the ball? If we go bird's eye, this is not a good position to be in, right? And you probably know that now looking at this, but we're just going to... Again, we're just going to cover things. We're not going to go in such detail. I know people go, sometimes the detail's too much. Again, I told you, as we go up the ranks, we don't need as much detail because you guys know the terminology I use. That's the big thing. So, this is the center of the ball. We're behind it. They're also on the same side, but our net's on this side. Remember what we always need to do. Be goal side. This is goal side. We need to protect our net. We maybe want to be positioned here. Or something like this. Protecting our net. Alright? So, just keep that in mind. That is the reason that goal went in, and we can see from a bird's eye perspective here. There it is. Okay, here we go. Kickoff number, whatever it is. Well, that's a little bit better. But again, Mantis, you could... What you want to do here, mate, is don't diagonal flip. If you're going to do a diagonal flip, you have to cancel it. You do have to cancel it because... As we go to 25%... Diagonal flips causes what to happen? It causes your nose to point down. So therefore, if you do not cancel... Your nose is pointing down, and that means you won't actually be able to get to supersonic. If you don't feel comfortable, you can do a side flip, as it will allow you to continue to boost in the direction, potentially more towards the net, and get supersonic. But good middle here, although the dodge was a little bit towards the wrong way. I would say actually, if I'm really being picky, which I'm gonna be, what you could do instead. Oh, it's so delayed on this, right? Is again you're hitting it with your dodge, which means you're hitting it pretty much in the center of the ball. Okay, and you can see where the sparks are that you need to be flipping the other way. I would say just exaggerate a little bit more the side you're going from. So instead of dodging, like from here and then dodging across, I would actually say maybe come here and get the contact and dodge across just to sort of push your kick off a little bit more. Good job keeping your boost though. I'm very impressed with that. Here's the boost grab. This is risky. I know this leads to a goal, but this is so risky, man. I'm going to tell you why this is so risky. If you're facing out in this position, you've got to go. You've got to absolutely go. You can never park in no man's land, which is what you're in right now. You're in no man's land. You cannot just park facing the ball. If they hit the ball here, this is a goal, right? Because what they're going to do is they're going to go bam. The ball's going to bounce. They're going to land here, and it's an open net, as you can see. So this is a miracle they missed. They shouldn't miss that. But this was not an outplay. They just outplayed themselves. But it really should have been a goal to them. This is nice. What have you done differently? Lateral dribble, which means you can see what. What's the difference between a lateral dribble and a carry? What's the difference? We have vision behind the ball of our opponent. Do you see the difference, guys? If we're here carrying it, where has he gone? If I'm here, lateral dribble, now I can see where they're coming in. As they're coming in, I can maybe flip it this way. As they're coming in, I can maybe jab it. I can low 50. I see more by being in this position, as you can see Mantis does as well. And he just does a little jump there. And he gets the win. If he wanted to win this, again, it's all about reacting to your opponent more. And sort of shadowing across them. You see where they're coming in. I'm going to slow this down because there does seem to be a bit of delay. You can see their nameplate on the left-hand side, which means that the ball... And you'll get used to this over time, but when you see a nameplate here, it means that they're probably about here, which means the ball's going to probably go a little bit like this way. Okay, sort of this way. So you can situate yourself a little bit further, maybe here, so that it still hits the corner sort of side of your car, but it'll actually hit it into a positive area. You could also, of course, got straight behind the ball, but you do need to be wary and try and figure out their habits, because if you do wait behind the ball, sometimes they'll be able to come through and get a demo. So you do need to be aware of how they're dodging into the ball when they feel under pressure to figure out if you need to single jump dodge and all this stuff. But other than that, really good. Don't mind this boost grab. Right, where are they? I don't know what your next move is, but where are they? Okay, they're far, so that's fine. But it's always good to check, dude. It's always, it's always good to check, man. If you get this and we're going across, right, let's just have a little check. You sort of checked there, but let's use our rear view. Our rear view. Would we have seen them if we used our rear view? We still wouldn't have seen them, but we've pretty much covered everything there, and we know, right, they're here. But because you didn't use your rear view, they could have been here for all we know. Ready, so as soon as you come across, they might just dive on it. So it's always good to just have that knowledge to really figure out where they are. Nice stuff there. And what have we found again, guys? Has anyone figured out what we found again? Look at this. Guys on the opposite side. We play it forward. Obviously, we didn't know that, but he's on the opposite side. Perfect. Power shot. Goal. So what we learned there is when we get space and we can create a power shot, they're not going to be able to save it. Always think, great, so carry has led to a goal against us. The power shot has led to a goal for us. Always keep these in mind. Perfect. Perfect, and here's the difference. Here's the difference on this kickoff. You're more over to the left. You're further, you're less central than you've been before. You get the touch and then you flip after. It's a little bit more delayed, and that gives you the win. Okay. Yeah. Right. So here you don't have to touch the ball. You really don't have to touch the ball here. It's going to actually roll off into the center. Instead, wait here. It's going to roll off into the center, right? We're faced this way. As the ball comes down and rolls off here, it's going to roll in center. You can just shadow behind it. As they come in, you can cut. You can, if they don't, you can go with it. You can give it an extra little boost, hook shot off that. Okay. When you push it towards them in the corner, you've really got to look for a 50. You generally, unless they back all the way off, you don't want to be putting the ball on your car because it's a dangerous area too. Okay, you're in their corner, and if they win that, it's more basically because you've got nothing behind the hitbox on a carry. As you can see, there's nothing behind the hitbox. You can only go upwards. That's all you can do. You can only go upwards. If they guess it correctly that you're only going upwards, which you have to because you got it so far back on your car, they're gonna win. They're gonna win the challenge. So let it come across or low 50. Never put the ball on the car in the corner like this. It is risky. In my opinion, might find people that have different opinions. Okay. Now let me just go back to what Mantis said. They said this play was ball chasing. This is a ball chasing play, in my opinion. You've just turned and you've gone for it, and look at what they've done. Right. They've got you switched. Boom. They see you coming in. Boom. They just played across. And they win the 50. And what have you done? What I always say is a big no-no. You've challenged the ball, okay, in a position where you're most likely going to lose it. You've had to come back with no outward momentum. The reason I love to come back and have a bit of outward momentum is because you can see the plane, you can get a better 50. You're not middle on the ball here. And the flip has caused you to go to the wall. Also the ball, but guess what? Balls bounces, cars don't. Bounces straight in the middle. The play with the middle position ends up winning. So if you can see this from their perspective, you'll see how really you were more of a ball chaser than them on this scenario. And they didn't need to do anything. Okay, so in this situation, fake challenge. Fake here. They wouldn't have bit on your fake, by the way. They're a smart player. They wouldn't have bit on your fake, but just fake. Fake. You haven't done a fake challenge yet. We need to do a fake challenge at least. And shadow. Alright, let's have a look at this kickoff. Alright. Let's take it to 5%. So hitting the bottom of the ball again. Your first hit is the dodge. See? Your first hit is the dodge. Which means that you're not actually able to turn much with your side flip. Because as you're doing a side flip, you're actually getting a contact on a surface, which happens to the ball. So now you're actually going to travel in a straight line pretty much. You see how you're pretty much traveling in your car in a straight line even though you side flipped? You see this? How it's almost in a straight line? It's because your contact of your dodge was on the side flip. So you basically get sort of stunted as opposed to hitting the ball and side flipping and going a little bit more to the side. Okay, boost grab, maybe a demo. Nice attempt on the demo. This is good positioning. Yeah, this is great positioning. Oh, no. So, This is really good, solid positioning. Okay, you've done the right thing. You've turned it to the outside. Stop your car. Let the ball drop. Let the ball drop on the ground. Don't carry the ball. Do not carry the ball, because what do you have behind the ball? If you carry it, you have nothing behind the ball. Luckily, that doesn't go straight in, but you can see how you got nothing behind the ball. Good recovery coming back. Boost grab, that's fine. You're under no pressure here. No. Another carry of the ball here. So every time you've carried the ball so far, they've swiped and you can't react to this. You have no way of reacting because you're doing a carry. What's the word I'm looking for? You're doing a carry map ball carry. Okay, that's the difference. You're not front loading the ball. See how it's literally on the top of your car? All you can do from this position is pop the ball. That's where you go for your air dribble and your air dribble bumps and stuff. Otherwise, you'd want the ball more forward on the car. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I sort of covered this in the flicking guide. So you want it more there. That way, if they challenge, you've actually got hitboxes aren't just a rectangle like this. They actually have a slant to them. People may not know that. Hitboxes do slant. I'm not making that up. They are slanted. Some cars have a bigger slant difference, but you'll still have something behind it that will give it more of a boost upwards into the air. It makes it safer. It also means if you brake last second, the ball will drop more. If you brake last seconds with this, it might just bounce around because there's no momentum behind the ball. It's almost like you're trying too hard to match the ball's speed. Listen, people will talk about sparks and all that nonsense. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. Don't worry about matching and not. Just, you want to be pushing the ball forward, really, if you're doing that. But personally, again, okay, you're here. Take your time. Touch your infield. Okay, look, we got this space. Now drag it. Drag it. Drag it. This way. Drag it this way. Get into the open space. Or if you are gonna, straight away, you know they've challenged now. Every time you carry the ball, instant flick, but you need to put it on the right part of the ball, otherwise you won't get good flicks. You'll miss your flicks. I'm not saying you do, but I imagine you might have a problem with your flicks. Do you often miss front flicks and diagonal flicks? It's because the ball's too far back. That's why you miss your flicks. So just keep that in mind. You're carrying the ball too far back on your car. So remember, guys, you have to practice how you play the game. Practice how you play. Make sure you are using what you practice. It sounds stupid, but often we'll practice these things in free play and we never use them. And that goes on to the next thing. Don't practice pointless moves in free play. I need to do a triple flip. When are you going to use that in the game? Okay, that's what we need to remember. Okay, we don't know where they are, so again, using the cam would be nice here. Good defending, really like that front post defending. Just a little tap on the cam to the left just to see where they were. Because then we could have took our time. We could have done something else. And we've sort of pushed the ball towards them. And you say, what's happening here, right? You don't have any options. You don't have any. Why did it not go slower? You don't have any options here. Because you're pushing the ball in a straight line to the net. So for them, they know you don't have any options because from where they're sitting, they can see your nameplate. When someone can see your nameplate, it means you've got no options. Because I've blocked. Like here, there is no way. See? If you hit the ball, you're hitting the ball into me. Because I can see everything. So you need to not push the ball forward and create an angle. Create an angle. Boom. Create an angle. Bam. As they come in. Maybe quick whoop, flick. You know what I mean? But we can't just push the ball into the opponent. And if we are like this, and we feel they're going to challenge, slam your brakes on single jump. You sort of jumped too late, but you carried on moving forward. So you're not high enough on the hitbox. If you wait in this situation, if you literally wait where you are, okay, and you single jump here, they are going to hit the ball into you. It's going to fly in the net. It's going to be a goal. That's how crazy this game is when you just use 50s and stuff like that. But unfortunately, goes straight towards your net. Nice save. Good shot from them. Yeah, nice save. Good try. They did a good job. Never good fake there. Okay, so now we know they're onto that fake. So why did they... Well, actually, this is a little bit of a different version of the fake now looking at it. You've got to make it believable. Let's have a look at it from their perspective. Ah, that's a fake. Doink. Okay. Make it believable. Front flip towards the ball first. Front flip. Sell the fake. Sell it. Boost. Front flip. Land here. As their hitbox starts to come here, what you need to do, as their hitbox is coming this way, you then go into the middle. to try and make it look like your hitbox is also going into the middle. You got to shadow them, but you just got to do it further back. So you land, and then you go vroom, you drive this way. I'll just look at them, and then they will pass the ball to you and you'll sell it much better. So you didn't really sell it there. Always sell a fake. So you can sort of see you just went too early, didn't sell it, and they put that on you. Oh no. Okay. So this here, they've took the boost. You popped it because you thought they were going to challenge, fair enough. Where is the opponent? Why can't you see the opponent? Here's critical thinking. Why can't you see the opponent? Because you got the ball on top of your car again. It's killing your vision. It's killing your vision. You don't know what's going on here. So you do something pretty smart. What do you do which is pretty smart? You jump because you can't see anything. Then you can see. But it's too late. It's too late because you had all of this space. All of this space. They've backed off. On the left, you don't have to hit this. You can wait here. You can wait. You can see them. You can see them. You can see them. You can see them. Ah, right. They're not challenging. They think I'm going to cut the ball. Now I will get behind it real quick. Give it a bit more of an acceleration. Boom. Now I've got bounce triple power shots. Wave dash. I like the wave dash. Good attempt on the 50 there. Nice dunk. Nice dunk here. Good job of avoiding the demo. It's always a bit risky when you do this, but you did close off the distance quite well. And what you also did, which was really good, you did a single jump. That is huge. Single jump, single jump, single jump. Look. Here. Slow motion. Boom. No, that's too slow. Here. Right? Single jump. And what does this do when you single jump? It puts you... Imagine this is on the ground in the position where it's almost like they're jabbing the ball up and you're dunking over the top. The power of a single jump. Because it holds us in this position, we can react. If he hits it high, like if you single jump and he hits it high, for example, then you can backflip, half flip out. Alright, but good dunk. Good dunk. And I see you had to go for that 5-1, so that was good stuff. You do have to be more aggressive. You have to change your game based on what the outcome is. Okay, let's look at this kickoff. Okay, so again, it's a jab, and that's why you lose it, because you're jabbing the ball. Why are we jabbing the ball? It's because we're landing too late. We don't have time to jump. Okay, so maybe flip a little bit quicker. Get your dodge going quicker or something. Or maybe don't boost as much. I don't know. I don't use that kickoff, to be honest. There's something going on with this kickoff that's putting you too close to the ball. I think maybe too much boosting. I'm not too sure. Sometimes it's better not to get supersonic, because if you actually look at the point, you're getting supersonic. You're getting supersonic as you land, which is making you go forward too fast. I suppose if you weren't going so fast, if you didn't boost so much, you'd have a little bit more of a chance to dodge. But again, I don't use that particular kickoff, so I can't really say too much. Well, I like that clear. Oh, well, that was brilliant. Yeah, well, that is great. You caught him in no man's land. You turn it, you've got a vision of him, and you turn and shoot. Perfect. Again, another shot, another goal. Pretty good stuff. Okay, looks like you were looking for the wave dash kickoff, so that's fair enough. With the wave dash kickoff, you do need to jump a little bit later. Let's have a look. I think you jumped too early. Yeah. So, oh, did you double jump that? Oh, it looks like you double jump. Never mind, ignore me, ignore me. Alright, good, going lateral. Good demo from them. Shame about the mistouch. Again, you don't always have to hit the ball. So you can come here. You can wait, you can wait, you can wait. There's no pressure, there's no pressure, there's no pressure. I'm going to come down behind the ball because there's no pressure. Because he backed off, there's no pressure. Now I've got control. Now I can see them. Man, I can lateral dribble. Boom. You know what I mean? So don't rush too much. Always set your offense up. Set your offense up. You are getting chances, as you can see, to set your offense up. And that's huge because people think they aren't getting chances. But you can see through this that you've had loads of chances to set your offense up. Great save. Brilliant from them. Lateral dribble power shot. Got a lot of respect for that. A little bit too far into your corner. There's no boost there either. They just took the boost. So never follow the ball into the corner. You know they've got the boost advantage. And we've gone into the corner. We don't need to do this. You need to stay disciplined here. You've got nothing to gain. Maybe grab this boost if it's there. Come back. Quickly make the save. Do you know what I mean? So never, when you're in a low boost situation and you don't have possession like this, and they've got more boost, never take yourself again off the goal line. So we're not able to attack from goal side. Nice kickoff. Nice kickoff. Okay, you push the ball forward. Fair enough. Okay, so this fake here. And by the way, I like this. I like that you didn't go too crazy in the corner. But once you've seen that they've also backed off, now you need to get closer to the ball. Because they've backed off. This is an opportunity. Boom. To come here. Okay. And then, because you're closer to the ball than them, as they come out, that's when you can jab it. Right? You don't jump or anything. You jab it. So that it bounces behind them here. And as you jab it, you turn away. So it's like you're jabbing as you turn. It's like a small little turn, which is what hits the corner of the car and sends it towards the behind them. But also, if they end up then challenging you because you stay grounded, you're already ready back into position. Okay? So that's what you needed to do there. Basically what you did, but you could have touched the ball, is all I'm saying. And got a bit closer in the first place to know. Okay, you got space. Nice. Brilliant. Okay, they've backed off. You're already in their half, so it can be hard to put a, go for a hook shot. But you've got a bouncing dribble, side flip power shot. Another power shot, guess what? I don't want to say it, but yes, another goal. Every time you power shot, you get a goal. Unfortunately on that kickoff, yeah, you need to grab a pad and get back, but it was a tough kickoff. Again, I think you're selling this way too early. The good attack, I like what you're doing. Yeah, but you just see, if you can see them, they can see you. And that means the fake ain't going to work. All right? It did work because maybe they couldn't react in time, but just always keep that in mind. You need to sell it a little bit better. This is perfect. This is perfect. That is perfect. You didn't. This is great. You're not hitting the ball. You don't need to hit the ball. Perfect. Okay. Well, that was... Right, so personally, again, you've got all of this space. The flick you landed, very good. So fair play on that. This is such a low percentage flick. You wouldn't believe it. That is such a hard flick to do. Like, that is to accelerate at the opponent and then flip it and get that sort of power. Very hard unless you use a Jezza flick. Very hard. It's almost pixel perfect that happens. Okay, there's no way they're ever going to say that because they just don't see it coming. But is this something you practice a lot? Flicking the ball in this manner, because if he jumped, it's a goal. It just, again, we're limiting our options. All we can go from here is our height. The only thing that we can change is height. When we're right directly under the ball like this, we can only go up or down. We can't go left or right. It's just height. You just happen to beat him on height. He guessed wrong. But he's only got one thing to guess, height. He's not got angles to guess. Why don't we give him some angles to guess? Good kickoff. All right. Yeah, you've got to stay close, and you know that. They've hit it away. Let's see what you do here. Oh, opening. This is good. Oh, that's a shame. Yep. You got all this space. All this space on this opposite side to create an angle, a bounce dribble power shot. You can use the path lane to do it. Boom, power shot. Even, you might even be able to go push, bang, hook shot before they get back. But instead, you're carrying the ball. The ball is too far. If you can see the circle, right? You're literally in the circle, which means the ball's directly above your head, which means you've got nothing behind the hitbox. So again, what do they have to guess if you're in that position? You're this deep on the hitbox. They've only got to guess height. That time they guess right. You got a 50-50 chance when you're playing this kind of game that they're going to get it wrong. Okay? It's 50-50. They're either going to go too high, or they might go low and you've gone high. But it's very rare that you're actually going to be able to go low because you're not going to be able to stop the ball in time. So they go high every time. So far, they've guessed it right every time but one. So I think they've guessed it right about 6 times. How is that not a demo? They've guessed it time about 6 times. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure why that's not a demo. Good. Lateral dribble. Nice. Nice. Good save from them. All you needed to do here, this was all perfect. Look at the angle and stuff you've created. You just needed to stay on this side of the ball because they're on that side. You see how they're on the right? And then you need to get up and you need to crack this with a side flip to the left. That's what you need to do on that one. You sort of like, you see how you do sort of like almost a curled up front flip? Pushes it towards him. Then again, sort of you're just dribbling the ball at them. The only reason that went in, obviously, because they're just pre-flipping, having a laugh. But still, a good game. A good game. They definitely did not chase. You definitely need to be aware of your carrying, man. Like, this is huge. And personally, you're here. You've grabbed this big boost. He's backed off. You see him back off. He's in that corner over there. Great. We'll go this way. We'll go this way. We can tap it again. We can see him the whole time. And then, boom, at the end, we can just do a hook shot. It ain't got to be special. Just make sure you're using those different varied approaches. Now, regarding your carrying of the ball, you're carrying it like this. You're making... This is a terrible way to carry the ball. This is the way you'd carry the ball if you wanted to do a map. This is good if you want to carry the ball up all day, but literally has no use in the game. The only time it's useful is if you could see the opponent, you can get under the ball and go for like an air dribble. That's the only time it's useful. Or you want to fake or something like that. But see how far back the ball is on the car. Now instead, if you had the ball further forward, okay, anytime you want, you can just break. You can break and get a low 50, or you can get flicks, you know. You can literally be here with the ball like this, nice, and you can just flick the ball. Diagonal flicks are great for that. They're just a great little change direction. Look, super close to the front, boom. Flick it nice and high. Super easy. It gets around the defenders. This is no good. This is the kind of stuff for dribble map. Like I said, if you're going to break a world record, you want the ball here. But look how limited I am. Even just dropping the ball further forward gives me a little bit more vision on the pitch. Okay? And I can low 50, which is a great move. So that was my recommendations to you. Obviously, clean up your dodging as well. Dodge a little bit later into things. But and this is no hate. I know people love these maps, but you've got to be real, guys. You've got to be real. I know there's a lot of people who think differently to me in this. If you're out there, okay, tell me, when have you ever seen this gradient of ramp? When have you ever seen this gradient of ramp on a map? When do you ever have to come off and catch a ball like this on a map? When on a map do you have to go around a massive wall by going up at this angle? This carry angle. How do we carry the ball around this angle? Right? Look. Okay, so look. How do we carry the ball over this curve? Look at this, right? I put the ball on the bad part of the car. This is the far back part of the car that you've been using to dribble, yeah? Look. Oh, great. I can do it. I can go around real simple. This is pointless. So people, and you see how I missed the front flip because I'm too far forward. People go, oh yeah, but if you get good at that, it doesn't transfer. It does not transfer because you are carrying the ball at a completely different part of your car. There is zero transfer. You will just get dunked over and over. Now, if I want to carry it in the proper place, this is my where I prefer to carry the ball. It's much harder. You can't fail if you put the ball in the middle of the car like that. Or you can see literally, it's impossible to fail. But there's no point to it. There's no purpose. Like, it doesn't teach you anything. When do you have the net floating? I can't remember last time I saw the net levitating like this. Maybe it was when I played Salty Shores. I can't remember. But this is teaching you a bad habit. What's this habit it teaches you? Okay, again, I'm not hating on the map. I actually think it's great. It's great if you're using it for fun. How do I beat this map? Look, this is what I do. Remember the flick you used. It was that flick. It wasn't a side flick. It wasn't a diagonal flick. It was a back flip. So thank you for sending that in. But guys, just be aware. Train how you play. Play how you train. Very important. Thank you, Mantis, for sending that in. I really do hope it gets you back into C2. You were C2 before, I know that. But you have dropped and had a bit of difficulties lately. So yeah, thank you very much for the replay analysis. And guys, thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Have a nice life. Look after yourself. And peace out. Peace.